Poor Donald. You know, I mentioned this at the beginning of the show, but I just wanted to amplify it. He is so upset that only 3 people showed up last week to speak on his behalf. Apparently, Trump Towers has just gone into the dumps too. By the way, the 60-foot waterfall has no longer got water falling on it. The shops are closed. Their website says we've got Tiffany's and we've got Starbucks. No, they don't have any of that stuff. You know, most of the businesses have left. There are 2 gift shops, both full of Trump paraphernalia, and the restaurant is closed. And then there's 2 public areas, 2 like kind of little park areas, that are on the shoulders of the building as it goes up, kind of outdoor areas that, as part of Trump's petition to the city to expand the amount of space he had, they said, you've got to have some public space. And so he said, okay, these will always be public. They're blocked off now, so you can't get to them. So weird stuff going on with Trump Tower and just with Trump in general. I mean, I think we're watching the guy disintegrate right in front of us. But anyhow, he was so upset that only 3 people showed up that he went on to his Nazi-infested social media site, his Nazi-infested money-losing social media site, and complained that people couldn't get through security. And therefore, they should be showing up at other courthouses all around the country to protest, the horrors of the persecution of poor Donald for his criminal activity. This is David Badash over at alternet.org. He says, Donald Trump is urging his supporters to rally behind MAGA and, quote, go out and peacefully protest at courthouses across the country. He says, quote, Palestinian protesters and even riots are allowed to roam the cities, scream, shout, sit, block traffic, enter buildings, not get permits, and basically do whatever they want, threatening Supreme Court justices right in front of their homes. Actually, there are no reports of, in fact, NCRM says, we have found no reports of pro-Palestinian protesters threatening Supreme Court justices right in front of their homes. In other words, Trump is just making stuff up again. But, he goes on about this, this is just not fair. And he says, America-loving protests should be allowed to protest at the front steps of courthouses all across the country, just like it is allowed for those who are destroying our country on the radical left, a 2-tiered system of justice. Free speech and assembly has been chilled for USA supporters. Go out and peacefully protest, rally behind MAGA, save our country. He's basically just begging people, hey, you're going to protest against, slaughtering civilians in Gaza. Why don't you protest against Donald going to prison? But I just don't think anybody's listening.